Hi, I'm Greg Robbins, and I want to take you in this second webinar on Elliot through how you get a report into the computer so that it can be used for data analysis. Now, the first thing is, and I didn't show you here, you've got to log into MyJourney. So you put your name, your password. When you get into MyJourney, you want to scroll down, and you'll see that there are two, go to Elliot. I click on the one on the left, and when you click on go to Elliot or Elliot, you're going to see this page right here. Now, to get to the point where you can begin putting in data, and again, I told you in webinar one, I don't use the app for the phone and I don't use the app for the iPad, and there is an app, but here's why. Over the years that I've tried to use it, I have never found a school anywhere on earth yet and I've never done any in America, so mine are all international, where the app worked because the Wi-Fi was so robust that anywhere at that school, I could sit there and live click 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's not that way. Schools have issues with Wi-Fi and dead spots, and I would be in the middle of an observation and it would freeze up on me. So I just literally print out, and you can put one sweep on the front and back of a piece of paper. What I do is this. When I walk into the classroom, I fill in the name of the teacher. I fill in exactly what class, so maybe it's linear algebra. I fill in that it's in math or mathematics. I click, did I come in at the beginning, the middle, or at the end? And then on all of my Elliott sweeps, before I ever even leave the office, I score them all a 1. Well, Greg, why do you score everything as a 1? Well, because I haven't entered that class yet. I haven't observed anything. As I'm in my sweep, as I'm doing things on my phone will be on my clipboard right here. I can hold that. I mean, if I can take a selfie, I can hold this and a small clipboard, and I'll stop and I'll move it to a 2 something. Maybe something in well-managed learning or digital learning or high expectations. And I never move the bar. I never press a 2, a 3, or 4 until I meet that threshold of when it is that. So by the time I'm done with my sweep, there are going to be some things left as a 1 because I couldn't observe them. And I want to say this. People say, well, Greg, we just don't think it's fair because if somebody comes in at the beginning of my class, they didn't see active learning. I want to assure you that when multiple Elliott sweeps are conducted at multiple intervals within your class, a holistic picture will emerge. That's why I said in webinar 1, you need to be fair with teachers. So I had a gentleman ask me last night, how many should we do? Look, I said 5 last night, but I disagree with myself. I think that anything less than 10 per teacher, and we're not getting a really good view. But I also say that's where Mosaic, which I introduced in webinar 1, also helps get a more holistic look at how learning is going on in classrooms, departments, and the school. So once you get to this page, click right there, New Observation. And when you do, it's going to take you to where you can take the information on your piece of paper and you can get it ready to submit. So at the top, you see you've got to put the instructor's name. So like Greg Robbins. You don't have to put in the email, or you didn't, but this allows a teacher to get a report sent to them, and it can be a personal email. The next thing you've got to do is put what was the specific subject, AP Biology, AP Macroeconomics, AP Art History, Linear Algebra. And you also need to click right here. Was it at the beginning, the middle, at the end? And you will see your name. Now, we're not going to click down here yet because I need to show you some other things that need to be filled in. You've got some drop-down menus that you'll need to navigate. So right here, I've got Haiyan Yang. She was the teacher. Here's her instructor. The course was Integrated Math 2, so that's in there. Now, these drop-down menus, we're going to have to navigate those and get those from a drop-down menu. When you click on them, so take the top one. So this is Integrated Math 2. What is the discipline or the subject area? So this is the course, this is the subject area, and it would be mathematics, and you would click on that. Then you would need to put the grade level. This would be 10th and 11th grade, and you can click on more than one. Once those have been clicked on, we see that we're ready to go. High-end, integrated math, mathematics, 10th and 11th grade. I would have said here, clicked at the beginning, for instance. And then when you are done, you click this and get ready to put in your information. What does the main page look like for in the future? Before I get to the bubbles and the actual sweep, I want to show you, when all is said and done, you're going to get something like this that gives you a score that you see right here. Then when you do a report, so you see an overall score, the network average, and it lets you understand what's going on. Now, this is what it looks like when all of the users have been added. I want you to see that. It lets you see the various observations. Now, when you've got everything in, so you see the instructor, you see the course, the subject, the grade level, you click this here that says Start Observation. Now, you say, well, Greg, I've already done my observation. I know that, but you now need to take that information and get it into this. And look here, you must put the time that you did it. So when you walk into a classroom with your paper, note the time you entered. Note the time you left. You must put that in. If you fail to put in the time, you'll click to submit and it just won't do it. So if you ever click to submit and it won't submit, it's because you didn't enter the time and the date manually. When you do that and you click, now you get the bubbles. So the very first thing you're going to do is, let's say that you want to put in the score for equitable learning and students engage in differentiated learning opportunities. You click this and it really shows you all the bubbles. So now you get this and you can click your score. It was evident. It was somewhat evident. It was evident. It was a 4, very evident. Teacher's great. And then, well, this was a 2 because we didn't have an opportunity. So you will go in, fill out for all of the domains. And when you're done, it'll bring you back to here. So let's say that you did 3 Elliott sweeps. Get one in, send it out. Get the second one, send it out. Get the third one, send it out. Then if you ever want to create a report, say for a teacher, for a subject, for a course, for the middle school, for the high school, for the primary school, you will click on this button that says reporting. It'll bring you here. It'll tell you you've had a total of 15 completed observations. These are their scores. The old reports are going to be found down here, and all you have to do is click New Report. Then you have to decide what information do you want. So you got to give it a name. Then the report criteria. What grade levels do you want? What subjects do you want? You can go by the instructor, or you can look at the observer. Does the observer need to be retrained? You can also include observations from a date range. I like doing that. As I told you, I like them monthly, I like them semester, and so you can literally do a date range. And then you're going to get big data. It'll give you everything that you need to know for that report. And by the way, you can get it as a summary, you can get it as the raw data, you can print it out. It will give you the state of affairs in that report date, including was it for all the school, middle school. So all of that will be pertinent to what you selected. And then you can generate and download a report by doing this. So now I've walked you through how to take the data from your sweep, get it from your piece of paper, get it into Elliott, and also how to run reports. Thank you.